Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I got a good topic to talk about today, y'all. I'm going to jump right in and talk about why it's so frustrating when you're talking, to a narcissist. It's just so annoying because so many different things are going on, Yeah, they're playing the victim, they're blaming you. It's like a hidden message. When they're talking and you're just kind of like confused and like, what is going on? I am going to talk about basically and describe about how even communicating with them is just way too crazy because it pretty much backfires when you try. That's why a lot of people talk about gray rock method, basically giving plain responses. That is pretty good, but I also want to add to that, knowing which side you're communicating with, is going to help also, because there's a covert side and an overt side to them, so knowing, which side you're communicating with, the covert side is the narcissist basically playing the victim and, they feel like you've done them wrong and all that stuff. You have to know that you're communicating with that side when that switch is on. Then the other side of the switch is that grandiose side, that aggression, that superiority side that they have with them. And there's a way that you're supposed to communicate with that side. So I'm going to talk about that in this video. And y'all, if you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button and comment, below on these videos, because I know this is a faceless channel, and these channels can be hard to, get support a lot of times. In faceless channels, it can be tough sometimes. So yeah, and if you already done that, guys, and been supporting, I thank you all for that also. So I'm gonna jump right in. It feels like when you're communicating with a narcissist, it feels like they're disrespecting your intelligence. Like they don't know, like they know what they're saying, but it's almost like they think you're too stupid to figure out things, because they're saying covert things in their covert side of the moment, and it can be a little passive aggressive, throwing things out there. Like I'll give you an example, like I never get to see my kids. I'm working. Why can't I see my kids? And I just don't understand. And why would you treat me like this? And it's like you hate me, and I just don't understand. See, this them playing the victim. And if somebody is, if it's a voicemail or a text, especially text or something like that, the narcissist is pretty much setting you up for failure, because it's just a game. They're just setting you up, and that victim role that they're playing on that covert side to them, they are going to say those things. This is what they're saying to other people, what they're telling you, how they feel, and that role that they're playing, when that's not even the truth of what they're saying. This is what they're going to tell other people, exactly what they're texting you and communicating you about. This is the story that they're running with, so you have to correct them. You have to correct them and put them in their place, as people say, and you have to do it obviously in a good, healthy way, because you don't want it to backfire and blow up on you. But when they playing that vulnerable victim and, oh, I can't see the kids and all this, you say, you know what, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I never stop you from seeing the children. I'm noticing that you're always late, and I cannot, keep waiting on you to show up for visitations with your children. I don't mind showing up on time, but you have to meet me halfway and do your part too, because I'm doing mine. Something like that. You have to bring them back to the reality of the situation. You know what I mean? Because they often la land, just juggling, switching back and forth between their personalities and their multiple sides. And they're using whatever they feel like is going to work on you, So, you really got to put them in their place. You really got to, don't go off and say, are you crazy? I've always, let you see your children. What is wrong with you? You can't say that, because nowadays it when they say that you talk to them harshly, narcissists tell everything. I always say they are snitches. They tell everything so they can add to their story. So just keep the communication healthy with them, because you'll notice that you gotta ruin that confidence of that vulnerable side. You gotta bring them back to reality by keeping the communication healthy, so that story they can lose that, and it'll make it harder for them to create a new story, because you're putting them in that place. You're counseling that. It's like playing defense. They came at you with a sucker sob story that's not true. They're making this up in their heads that you're stopping them from seeing the children. You have to bring them back to reality, but in a healthy way. Don't give them too much, but just give them a little bit. And if you ever need to use it down the line for, serious legal situations, you can explain the whole situation, as it's documented. So yeah, don't let them talk to you, any type of way they want to, and start creating these crazy stories, because they will run with these stories. You know what I mean? You got to bring them back to reality. They're gonna they're gonna lie, and in their own mind, this is the way that they feel. It's that covert side, and that's just the way that they feel. They run and play that victim to protect themselves, and they know that they're gonna get pity and sympathy from other people. So you got to know that you're communicating with that covert side. They are you are doing them wrong. They are the victim. You're not the victim. You're doing something. You're mean. You're bad, and they're being good, and they're just being done wrong. You have to correct them, with reality. You know what I mean? And another thing that really gets people confused is that gaslighting that they do. They add things on to their stories, and you gotta, it's all manipulation. It's just, they are manipulators. It's all manipulations. You gotta be strong and let them know that, hey, you already tried to ruin my life. You already got me plenty of times. You are not going to get me again. So let's bring you back to reality again. Correct them with all that gaslighting and those lies that they try to pull up on you about things that happen. Because what I'm seeing in a lot of groups about Facebook, and I've seen even text messages from narcissists, and they all talk the same. I'm seeing the text messages. They'll say, oh, just like the example I gave you, just gave you guys, oh, the kids are, you're so hateful and mean, and your nasty attitude, and you act like I have the attitude, but you're the one that has the attitude. And it's like that devil talk. They're projecting and putting their actions onto you. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. It's insane trying to talk to them. It's very, very difficult. You know what I mean? They blaming you for their own behaviors and issues, and it's just insane. Like, they're saying you being mean to me, but in reality, they're the ones that's being mean to you in that grandiose side. Yeah, when they're grandiose, they're being arrogant, haughty. They're being nasty, and it's like harassment. Those are the others. Those are the more text messages, or in-person communications that you'll see that you're dealing with. More harassment. Keeps texting you. Sometimes these people text you up to 100 times a day. Just text after text after text after text. They're harassing you because they're trying to get you to do what they want you to do. They're trying to force you. It's all that aggression, it's very forceful. They're very bold, and they even tell you, I already contacted the police. I'm not doing anything wrong, but just letting you know that you're wrong, and I don't care what that's that grandiose side. You got to put them in their place. Say, hey, you know what? Please stop texting me. I feel like you are harassing me, and I will not tolerate this type of behavior. Please stop. I will not respond to the messages that are that keep on coming to my phone after this point, after 5 o'clock, because they texting you all night, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. You can be with your new spouses in bed, and here come text messages floating through your phone, and you'll just be like, wow, I can't believe this. They really are crossing the line. But then again, in some of the text messages, it'll be twisted back and forth between the vulnerable narcissist and the grandiose. They'll be saying things that, like they're a victim, like you did them wrong. And somebody reading the message may think, wow, you did do this to this person. You did hurt this person. So that's why they'll say things like, I can't believe you put me out. And, much as we built together, it'll be back to back to back text messages, and or I can't believe you didn't let me see my kids for this visit. I was working late or whatever, and that's that vulnerable narcissist. So you got to be careful knowing what side you're communicating with, because if you attack the vulnerable narcissist side with being mean and nasty, it might be something that's shown to a judge in court, and they may think, wow, all he said was he was late, working late, and you just flew with these responses about screw you, you jerk, and da 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 da, and they're gonna say, wow, like this is really nasty. Both of you guys are nasty. That's the way people will look at it, when you're, so just be careful and knowing what side you're communicating with, because they switch back and forth. They'll switch back and forth to which side will work. If they feel like they can push you and to where they want you to, they like push you, like forcing you to do what they want you to do, take them off of child support or whatever, so you'll start getting that harassment, that aggression, and they'll keep on being forceful with you, and then they'll go to that vulnerable side, they're this victim. They're also passive aggressive in that vulnerable side, saying things, like it's like they're telling on themselves, like what they're going to say about you because they're telling you, but it's like arrogance, because it comes off in a subliminal way, It's very weird, but you can tell how they think that they're so smart. It's just mixed between the grandiose and the vulnerable. They're so smart that you can't really figure out that this is the story they're running with, So my thing is, guys, just know, are you responding to the covert or the overt side of the narcissist? Overt meaning grandiose also, watch out for the manipulation and the harassment and them switching back and forth. Just know that it's a hidden message. It's an undertone, the covert versus the overt side, the victim, and they're the victim, but they also have these grandiose behaviors. So that's what I wanted to talk about in this video, guys. Tell me what you think about this, because this is a really important topic to talk about. Tell me, guys, because I feel like I'm kind of the only one that really notices this like that. So I'm dealing with that right now, and I have to respond a certain way. So tell me what's working for you guys, y'all, and comment below. And thank you so much for watching, y'all.